Hi everyone, welcome to Board of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm stewiejp, you're not, and by the time this video is up, I'll be sunning it up in sunny Fiji at the beautiful Badara Beach Inn Resort on the Coral Coast. And while I'm kicking back, drinking pina coladas under a palm tree, sitting in a hammock, enjoying the weather, it's going to be beautiful and warm up there. I've already checked the forecast. I've done some videos so you can stay entertained and not get too jealous. This one's a Flying Elite in the WZ-132. The Flying Elite, no stranger to this channel. He's up there in his Chinese Tier 8 light tank. Doesn't manage to penetrate the KV2. I think he needs some lessons from me. Clearly not been watching this channel enough if he hasn't been able to pick up that for some time. But there's the Oho. We'll penetrate that one. And of course in patch 9.18. The light tanks no longer suffer from the terrible matchmaking it once got, or some people say the terrible matchmaking it once got, as he looks towards that Oni. I reckon I would have taken another shot there, but anyway, Flying Elite is on Fisherman's Bay and he's doing the right thing in his light tank, lining up the enemy tanks from the middle of the map and taking the odd cheeky shot, such as that one, into the Tier 8 Premium Medium auto-loading French tank, the Lorraine 42, the one that used to be a Tier 9, but now it's a Tier 8, and it's an absolute ripper of a tank, that one. But anyway, here we are on the Fisherman's Bay map. He's in a Tier 8 match. There's only 3 Tier 8s on each side, and he'll be rubbing his hands together because the WZ-132, firing full premium ammunition, 250 damage a shot, 225 penetration. 189 penetration is what the standard rounds use, but he's not using any of them. Also running food, and clearly trying to, maybe he's got one mark of excellence, maybe he's trying to get another one. I know he absolutely loves this tank. It's one of the Tier 8 light tanks that wasn't changed, or the tier wasn't changed. I'm not sure if they nerfed or buffed anything on the tank, as he looks like he's going to go for that Cromwell. Nobody on his side really contesting the eastern side of the map. It looks like the T34, the top tier pro baby, is running away from that Cromwell, and Flying Elite saying no, that Cromwell is not going to get away with pushing all the way up to B9. That's just, we shouldn't allow that to happen. That's just terrible. So Flying Elite seeking rightio. We're going to do a bit of brawling here. Bounces a shot from the Cromwell for 75 health. Bounces another shot from Cromwell for 150. So maybe that Cromwell's changing ammunition. Of course, the Cromwell is pretty quick, but up against WZ-132, the WZ-132 is certainly going to bounce a few shots, and he has. He's bounced a few shots, and his tracks have eaten a few shots, and the Flying Elite has picked up his first kill, getting rid of the Tier 6 British medium tank, the very, very cheeky Tier 6 British medium tank, which somehow managed to make his way all the way up to B9, I should say, where that Lorraine 40T has just been seen. And of course, Flying Elite's just been seen as well, so he's taken some evasive action. He doesn't want to get clipped out by the auto-loading French tank. It's got 4 shells for about 250 damage a shot from memory. Looks like the T34, he's going to have to try and deal with him. The T34's on pretty high health. You'd think he'd have him covered. Puts a big American shell into the Lorraine 40T. He's pinging for help, and Flying Elite making sure he doesn't lose too much more health. And the 42 just clips out the T34, but the Tiger 1 does the job and snipes out the French auto-loading premium tank. 3-2's the score. Flying Elite's already on 2,000 damage. He's blocked a little bit, he's spotted a little bit, but he's just getting warmed up. He's only on 1 kill, he wants to get some more. Looks at the KV2, hopefully he doesn't bounce him again. Don't make a liar out of me. Lines him up. Oh, I don't think that's going to... Yeah, maybe it does. 271 damage into the Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank, the derp tank, and of course he doesn't want to get derped. He's only in a light tank, even though it's a pretty well armoured tank. For a light tank, it's still a light tank. He doesn't want to cop the big high explosive round from the KV2. He'd rather pick up the kill, but he doesn't. He gets the spotting damage. The GW Panther picked up the kill on the KV2. 4-2's the score. He's on 2,293 damage. He's just warming up though. There's an IS-3, an M4A3E2, and IKV-65, all last spotted up towards that C8 region, and that's where he's looking. He's trying to outvision these tanks. Of course, being top tier, you can afford to brawl a little bit, even if you are in a light tank, and we saw that when he was taking on that Cromwell. 5-2's the score now, as the team, Flying Elite's team, are having a red hot go down the western side of the map. They've gone all the way down to H1, H2, And looks like the Flying Elite's going to try and help him in this little brawl. Maybe pick up a few cheap shots into these other tanks, the T-34-100, the Hellcat or the Tiger 1. None of them really presenting themselves though. Flying Elite just looking for a shot on the top of that Tiger. There's one shot. He's still on 1,000 hit points though. Looks like the Flying Elite wasn't spotted there, but the Tiger does the right thing and pulls back. He doesn't want to get taken out or sniped out from the middle. Good map awareness from the Tiger 1 on the enemy side. IS-3 looks like he's pushing towards the Tiger 1 that's camping the base. Basically, can't really put it any other way. Tiger 1 will be saying, "Oh, I'm only a tier 7, I'm not going forward." Flying Elite shoots and critically hits the IS-3. Looks like he might have tracked him as well. The IS-3 pulling back now. Flying Elite puts another shot into the tier 8 Russian heavy tank. And one more shot might be enough for the kill if he can manage to land it. That shot doesn't quite hit. 6-5 the score now. They were up by 3 or 4 tanks not so long ago, but they've capitulated on the western side because nobody really backed up those tanks that were pushing. 1375, maybe in a little bit of bother there. This should be another kill. It is. He gets rid of the AMX-12T, T6 auto-loading French light tank. And now it looks like he might be focusing on the heavily armoured Japanese Tier 7, the Oni, or maybe even that M4A1, the Tier 6 American thing. Bit of a derp thing there. Tiger gets rid of the Oni. Tiger sniping like a champ up at A5 behind the cap circle. And with the score on 9-5, the Flying Elite's not stuffing around. He's still got 372 hit points. He's done 3,398 damage. So far, 1,859 assisted damage. Just having an absolute perler on Fisherman's Bay as he runs around looking for some opportunities to put some more pain into the enemy team. This IS-3 is still back here. He's on about 30 health from memory. The Tiger 1 getting a little bit shitty, but Flying Elite says no worries. APCR straight into artillery. One more shot will do it. There you go, there's kill number 3 on Fisherman's Bay. That IS-3 still hasn't been lit. The Tiger 1 finally starting to move. Now the heavy tank number 6 is coming to help him. And looks like Flying Elite's going to have to come back and encourage his teammates to have a red hot go on the eastern side. Finally the IS-3 gets killed by the Tiger 1. See, it wasn't that hard, Tiger 1. He was only on 30 on health. One enemy tank remaining, and that's the IS, the Tier 7 Russian heavy. And here's the Flying Elite going to pick up his 4th kill. Looking. He can't find him. It's a pretty big target. Shouldn't be too hard to find him in this east. Looks like he's pulled back. Look out for the water. Don't fall into the water. Flying Elite looking like he's going to go for a bit of a flanking manoeuvre here on the Tier 7 Russian heavy tank. The IS, he's on 997 hit points. Flying Elite would dearly love to get some of those added to his score. He's got his back. He gets one shot into the back of the Tier 7. Tier 7's just fired, so the Flying Elite knows that he'll be able to get another shot or two off. Takes him down to 525. Pulls back because he doesn't want to get one shot by the IS. And it looks like he's going to go. Let the Tiger 1 take the first shot. Tiger 1 gets shot, and the Flying Elite goes in for a cheap shot. Doesn't quite get it. The SU-100 does the job, picks up the kill, and rams our hero in the WZ-132. As we have a quick look at the post-game battle results, it's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for the Flying Elite. In that little replay on Fisherman's Bay, the Spotter Medal for all that assisted damage that he did, the Bruiser, the Fire for Effect Confederate, High Caliber, and the Scout Medal for lighting up all those tanks. Have a look at all those tanks that he lit up. That's over half the enemy team spotted by the Flying Elite in his WZ-132 Tier 8 Chinese light tank. And plenty of damage done as well as we look at the second page. 4,220 hit points of damage, more than double what anybody else did on either side. 3 kills, 1,509 base experience. He fired 25 shots, 21 hit and 19 went through. 1,721 damage snipe, but 4,220 damage all up. In the WZ-132, nearly 2,000 assisted damage too, and that contributed to the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Even with the premium account though, he lost a few credits, 55,500 credits lost on that game, but that's because he had only premium ammunition loaded on that replay on Fisherman's Bay. As we move on to this second very fast and furious game, it's the Flying Elite again, and of course this time is in the Luchs. Is platooned up with his old mate Jock 469 from Pyro Clan in the Electo. Jock loves his Tier 4s from what I'm told, and Bash SH from PB CAC in the T80, which I think is a Russian tank destroyer. Yeah, I reckon it's a Russian tank destroyer. Anyway, we're on Live Oaks. And the Flying Elite's moved right forward. He's been spotted, but is lit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 enemy tanks already. Auto aims at the WZ-132, which is a tier 4 medium. Gets a little bit of damage into him, but he's soaking up the assisted damage here. He's up to 1,000 assisted damage already. The WZ-132 not really knowing where to shoot because he can't seem to hit the Flying Elite, but picks up some more assisted damage as Jock469 in the Electo picks up the kill on the tier 4 German medium tank. 3 zips the score. Flying Elite keeping them all lit up. He's only done 58 damage, but he's done 1,130 assisted damage, which when you think the hit points of his tank are 340, then that's a hell of a lot of assisted damage. Keeps going with the machine gun onto the AMX-40, but doesn't manage to penetrate. Jock picks up another kill on the Su-85B. And a couple of friendly tanks get killed on the other side of the map. Of course, the Luchs has got that machine gun. Machine gun does 30 damage a shot, but there's a fair amount of bullets. 110 penetration with premium, 95 with standard. Auto aims again at the M37. Waiting for that little machine gun to reload. Gets rid of the M37 and bullies the grill. Picks up 2 kills pretty quickly. He's on 3 kills, 414 damage, 1580 assisted damage. And you can see Jock in his Electo back there in the middle. Looks like he's going to try and help this AMX ELC get rid of this medium tank over here. And the Flying Elite's going to come up here and try and help from this side. Try and flank these enemy tanks as he puts a little bit of damage into the Sav M43. Cops a shot from the T67, but lucky enough for his tracks did the job. He fixes his tracks and continues to move forward in this quick paced game. You can see Jock and the AMX still fighting with his PZ T25 all alone there, and these the T80 and the T28 slowly starting to join in the party as the Flying Elite continues to move along the eastern flank. Or maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe he's thinking he's going to go for the cap. He's still on full health on 370, even though he did cop a shot from that T67. He picks up a little bit more damage onto the Chaffee. He brings his damage count up to 507. Bash picks up the kill on the Chaffee. The other Luchs gets killed by the T67. And I think the Flying Elite knows that he's probably going to struggle against that T67, so he might be going back for the cap. That T25 gets the better of Jock469. He's in Electo, tier 4 specialist, and of course Flying Elite heading straight back for the cap. He's going to get some cap points. Looks like there's nobody there to reset the cap, but pretty good chance that there's only one enemy tank on the base. AMX ELC still struggling with his PZ T25 in the city. Bash SH and his T80 coming back to try and help win the cap. Looks like the T67 is heading their way, and that T67's on 360 hit points. And that tier 5 American tank destroyer carries a bit of a punch. Can he get there in 34 seconds? That's when the cap timer's going to go off. Looks like the AMX ELC might be coming to join the cap party. 25 seconds to go before he caps it out. They're down by a tank. 11-12 is the score. Looks like Bash just put a couple of shots into the T67. And the Flying Elite takes him down to 74 hit points. And Bash does the right thing. Picks up the kill on the tier 5 tank destroyer. Two tanks capping, only one on the enemy side, and the other 2 tanks have just been seen over there in the northern part of the map. But they'll be happy to cap this one out for the win. A little bit of frivolity and action at tier 4. Flying Elite, Bash SH and Jock469, the tier 4 specialists on Live Oaks. In the end, they cap it out for the win. There's a couple of very quick, the first one wasn't too quick, but that was a pretty quick game in the old favourite, the Luchs at tier 4, the German light tank. It's an ace tanker mastery badge for the Flying Elite with all that spotting damage. You got the spotter medal, Bruiser, fire for effect, Pescucci's medal for killing 2 artilleries, scout and patrol duty, lit up more than half the enemy team yet again, and he also did his fair share of damage as well. Just 619 damage, which wasn't huge, but the assisted damage, 1960, was an absolute ripper. He fired 71 shots, only 30 hit, only 22 went through. But that's what happens with these little machine gun pew-pew guns. Quick firing, not that accurate and not that good penetration, but topped the score charts with 1176 base experience, and that was enough for an ace tanker. Made a few credits, unlike the last game, but of course he was firing standard rounds all the way as far as I remember. So there you go, a double shot of light tank action featuring the Flying Elite in the WZ-132 Tier 8 Chinese light tank and the little Tier 4 German as a bit of a bonus mini game. Thanks to the replays, Flying Elite. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be sure to have a couple of beers under the palm trees very, very soon. Take care and see you all next time.